Hey everybody, Danielle Hargenrader here, best-selling author of Unleash Your Inner Diabetes Dominator and Community Ambassador for Diabetes Daily. I'm really excited to start fresh in 2017 with our one-day challenges. We're going to continue to bring you one-day challenge per month, and we've designed them with the hopes to help you take small steps towards creating real, functional, happy, loving relationships with your health and more so with your diabetes management practices. All of these challenges are really focused around the idea of building a relationship with yourself, and that starts with self-love. Self-love is a gift that we choose to give to ourselves, and everything good about our health and the practices that we choose to take with our health all stem from whether or not we are willing to open ourselves up to love ourselves. And one incredibly beneficial way that we can give ourselves the gift of self-love through practice, because practice is really the only way that we can really cultivate that relationship of self-love with ourselves. It's kind of like exercise or anything else you do. If you really never think about doing it and you don't put it as a top priority, it's never really going to come into your life in the way that you want it to. But when we practice, when we're conscious, we're intentional about the end result that we're after, that's when real changes start to happen. And I can tell you from extreme levels of personal experience, I've used to hate myself, hate my diabetes, and hate everything about life with diabetes, that the practice of self-love, the cultivation of that feeling and that knowing that I am worthy, knowing that you are worthy, knowing that you are, not only are you worthy of love, but you are worthy of it from the only person who it really matters from, which is you. That is the foundation of all changes in our health and our willingness to take good care of ourselves. So with that in mind, I wanted to start this year off with something that's obviously really, really important, but something that we may not think about at all because it's something that we do naturally, and that's breathing. And one of the things about the way that we live our lives today is that most people are really shallow breathers. Not only that, but we sit in our cars, we sit in front of our computers, we sit all day, we're crushing up the biggest part of our lungs, which are down here, and we're not getting those deep belly breaths that allow the alveoli in our lungs to really pull out that oxygen that we need in order to have a clearer mind, less mood swings, feel less tired, and all of the other things that taking deep breaths do for our bodies. And I don't have one of these functional Fitbit watches or anything, and not that I'm against it, I just haven't gotten to that yet, but a couple of friends of mine do have it, and they told me that they actually get reminders to breathe throughout the day. And I thought, that's incredible, because we need reminders in order to practice the self-love that we need. So with that in mind, I'm going to teach you a method that I learned from one of my mentors, Tony Robbins, many, many years ago. I've implemented this practice into my life each night, and it has made a huge difference in A, my quality of sleep, B, my lung capacity, C, my ability to get quiet and listen to what my body is saying, because you can also use this breathing method as a meditative practice, because what you're doing is you're getting quiet, you're taking deep breaths, you're disconnecting from digital, and you're just taking some time to get in touch with yourself. So with no further ado, I'm going to teach you the method, and then we're going to get into what the challenge action item is. So the method that I'm going to teach you is called the 1-4-2 method, and 1-4-2, that's just the multiple of the number. So a great place to start for the beginner, I would say, would be a multiple of 5, 20, 10. So 5 is the number we're talking about. So 5 is the 1, 5 times 4 is 20, and 5 times 2 is 10. So remember, 1, 4, 2. What that means is that you will breathe in for 5 seconds, counting in your head, hold that breath for 20 seconds, and then exhale for 10 seconds. Now I'm going to give you a little bit more on that. What I find to be really helpful is to do this while you're laying down in bed. So that way you don't even really have to schedule a time in your day or take out any extra time. You can just do this while you're laying in bed at night, and not only will it help all of those other things I said, mood swings and crankiness and having enough oxygen and feeling less tired and all that other stuff, but it'll actually help you fall asleep quicker, because you'll be in this meditative state where you're just breathing nice and deep. The reason why I like to do this laying down is because generally when you tell someone, take a deep breath, what you see happening is this. and you see the person's chest expanding, excuse me, but what the problem is there is that the majority of our lungs are down here. And when we take deep breaths, what should really be happening is that we feel our bellies expanding up and down. So when you're laying in bed, when you're doing this, just place your hand on your belly and feel your stomach rising up and down as you inhale. That way you know that you're actually engaging your lungs in the way that's necessary. So laying down, eyes closed or open, it's really up to you. I like eyes closed because it just helps with the relaxation. Breathe in for 5 seconds, hold that breath for 20 seconds, and exhale for 10 seconds. And that's it. That's the exercise. And what you'll notice is the more often you practice this, that 5-20-10 will become too easy. Your lung capacity will expand quickly. Your cardiovascular capacity will also expand because you're increasing your lung capacity. So as you move up and you feel like you can breathe in longer, you feel like you could hold it a little longer, and you feel like you could exhale a little longer, then you can increase it by 1. So you go from 5-20-10 to 6-24-12 to 7-28-14, and I'm not going to keep counting because I'm going to make a fool out of myself, but you get the gist. So you start always in multiples of 1, 4, 2. So the challenge action item for today and for this month is giving yourself the gift of breath. And so the challenge is to do 10 rounds of the 1-4-2 breathing method when you lay down tonight to go to sleep. Or that's just the way I like it. You do it the way you want. If you want to do it right now, wherever you are, wherever you're watching this, you don't have to be laying down. You can be sitting up, you could be standing up. I just like it because it helps me fall asleep. But the challenge is do 10 rounds of the 1-4-2 breathing methods today. And then the second item is to comment below and share how that made you feel. Did it help you feel relaxed? Did you get a little lightheaded? Because often what happens is when we introduce that oxygen into our bodies, when we're not getting it regularly, it can cause a little bit of lightheadedness, which is another reason why I like to be laying down. Did it help you feel meditative? Did it help you fall asleep? Just comment below and share how it made you feel, and that will also encourage other people in our amazing supportive community to step out of their comfort zones and do something nice for themselves, because every single one of you, every single one of us deserves to give love, to receive love, and the most important that we need to receive that person that we need to receive that love from is ourselves. And that's how we begin building a healthier, happier relationship with our health. We start having a better relationship with our diabetes management practices and everything else in between. So I can't thank you enough for joining me for this month's challenge. I encourage you to share this, to comment below, to do it, to feel good, to practice self-love, and just know that truly in this world, the only thing that we have control over is are the choices that we make day to day. So know that that's an empowering thing to know. You control your choices, and no matter what happens in life, know that you are so much stronger than you think you are. And I'm looking forward to seeing you in next month's challenge.